Good morning. I've kind of reached a milestone in these morning videos, and things should change just a little bit here because I have my website ready. I've been working on that. The website can be accessed through two different domains. One is toy-physics.net and the other one is relation-space.net. Either one will get you there. And now that I have the website set up, it kind of leads from an introduction through a number of pages. It sort of counts down 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 to a blog. And that blog, which is a weblog, has the capability of being a podcast also if you put a audio track on it. And so I have these three things that I feel like I want to keep going. And one of them is these morning stories, which are like a weekly thing. Then there would be the blog, which will not be weekly because that will contain not only an audio portion, or let's say it may be weekly. The audio portion may be weekly, and it may be the same as this morning story, just with no video. So I want to keep a weekly content going. And I want to keep the audio version of that going because some people it's just more convenient to listen to an audio track. But the deeper thing is that along with the blog, on some schedule that may not be completely regular, but people will be notified of, especially in these weekly offerings that are short, be notified of a deeper offering that will have a document that can be downloaded. I'm still pondering whether to make that a membership thing, $10 a month or something like that, to be able to recoup some of the cost of just having all of this stuff. Video recording and subscriptions and that kind of thing. So one of the things I wanted to do today is just kind of recap why all of this stuff is important, or why I think it's important. Because as a technical subject, you think, well, why? Who really? Only some people care about the technical things. Who cares about physics? It's kind of off in the, different space from daily life. But the point is that we're going to go through some revolutions in this country. We're going to go through a cultural revolution, I think. And one of the things that's driving it toward that is this artificial wall that separates one kind of need that we have, the need to manipulate material around us. And we need that, for, housing and clothing and food and security and comfort and all of those things. But we're so out of balance that we don't also have a common set of stories that lead us into unity, lead us into a feeling of knowing who we are and where we come from, and not artificial stories, but something that's authentic. And by that I mean scientifically authentic. The problem with science is that it has, the stories that I'm telling support this. So the technical stories, which are the 5 missing things from math and physics, those are understandable, and they do lead to a story that is about unity, that brings those two things together. And the two things, are like church and science, because both of those things come from a long tradition 2,000 years ago of studying and thinking and contemplating and telling the story of the nature of this place. On the religious side, of course, in our culture, a lot of it is Christianity. And so the stories were told way back and they're carried forward. Science has put a wall up in its mathematics. The things that are missing, if you put them together, they lead to something that would open the door to spiritual contemplation, because what I believe to be true, what I believe that this work supports, is that the spiritual human impulse is grounded in a transcendent physical reality. And physics, with its electromagnetic behavior, its quantum behavior, its relativistic behavior, all of that is from that transcendent realm. And in order to really master material, as we have done, then we have to dip into that transcendent region and have mathematical models that enable us to grab a hold of things and control them. But you know, they don't, the scientific stories steer clear of admitting that it's a transcendent realm in the same nature that you know, the church talks about transcendence, an other, almost otherworldly realm that we can't perceive directly with our senses. But humans have the capability. That's why it's rooted in us. We have the capability of inside, go into a stillness inside and taking part in that transcendent realm. We can have participants within us that aren't just coming from our creations. They're helping us through life. That's what I believe to be true. And you know, I don't buy into the dogma of religion. I don't. But I also don't buy into the narrowness of physics. And these stories, talking about the 5 missing things, those can lead into a perception, into sort of a transformation where you perceive a different story that does unite the physics like relativity and quantum behavior and all that, unite those stories with the depth of, that's really the heart of spiritual practice, the depth within us. So I hope that's not going too far. Look, I'm going to show you a video, a little short thing that I did this morning, and I think really I might call, you know, I've got one problem, and that is the Toy Physics podcast is already out there, done by Audio Boom, and somehow I need to take that season 1 and I need to continue that with this podcast with the blog, so I've got to do some manipulation. But I'm thinking of calling it Ripples in the Pond, or Ripples and Reflections. So I made a little video today, and I'd like to get your feedback on it. If you just you know, maybe email me, bruce@storyweave.com, or reach out in some way. This video, I just took a picture of the little bayou, bridges over a little bayou. It looks like a little pond. Got a nice reflection in there of the trees and the sky. And I just threw a rock in. And so you see the ripples spread across. And that's what this work is. It's ripples in the pond. You know, and so the ripples may have some effect. For an individual like you can make it have effect because you can study this and you can get it. For the larger institutions, for science and the church, now these ripples, they don't even feel these things. So thanks for listening to this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. This will be on YouTube, so the things we'll be coming out weekly with now will be an audio podcast of some sort. These sort of morning stories, they may be the very same thing, one of them just the audio track, and the third thing is the weblog. And the website is good enough that I can refer back to different parts of that in these other media forums. So thanks again. Have a good day. This is Bruce.